Hello, welcome to Let's Play Resident Evil 4. We definitely didn't spend 2 hours just troubleshooting to get this LP started.
Yay.
Totally not.
This is an LP I've wanted to do kind of just consistently for like 2 years or so.
Ever.
Yeah.
Forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this game. So as soon as we started doing Resident Evil games, I was kind of just like, hey, I'll be doing Resident Evil 4 just so you know. And everyone was like, yeah, all right.
Right.
Let's go. PS4 version doesn't have easy.
Oh.
Oh,
What a world.
Nice.
We will
good thing you weren't planning on doing it on easy anyway.
We originally tried to do this on the PC version that was on Steam right now, but it was not playing nice.
No.
And then we were going to do the GameCube version, but that wasn't playing nice, so now we're
PS4 version.
So that's the
with
PS4
capture
version
card.
with capture card.
Almost like doing things legit is the way to go.
Hey, the PC I own the PC version legit, thank you.
No, well, true.
Fuck are you trying to do to me, sir? This is bullshit.
Not taking any chances, the President of the United States ordered a contingency plan to sterilize Raccoon City. With the whole affair gone public, the United States government issued an indefinite suspension of business decree to Umbrella. Soon its stock prices crashed, and for all intents and purposes, Umbrella was finished.
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 Finish him.
So yeah, after Code Veronica and that whole, oh, we're gonna finish this fight nonsense, Umbrella went down because civil litigation.
Mm-hmm.
What a world.
Yeah.
How will you stop my big unstoppable army with a lawsuit? Well,
We're gonna flood you with paperwork.
yeah.
Not paperwork.
Not paperwork.
Oh no.
I'll wrap this in, for so long your grandchildren will need lawyers.
Guess that's a local's way of breaking the ice. Anyway, you know what this is all about. My assignment is to search for the president's missing daughter.
His hair. It's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could have hair like that. I mean, I guess I could, but it would take a lot of work and I'm a lazy bastard.
Maybe you did.
You crazy American. It's a direct order from the chief himself. I tell you, it's no picnic.
I'm counting on you guys. It was right before I was to take on my duties of protecting the president's daughter when she was abducted. That's the ultimate reason I'm in this lonely and rural part of Europe. According to our intelligence, there's reliable information about a
Leon's cool. He doesn't smoke.
Yeah.
apparently she's
Cool guys don't smoke cigarettes.
by a group of people. Who would have thought that my first job would have been a rescue mission?
It's freezing. Cold all of a sudden. Must be my imagination.
Must have been the wind.
Sorry it took so long.
Damn, that window is coming up and killing people.
Right? What the fuck? It's fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
Just up ahead is the village.
I'll go and have a look around.
We'll stay and watch that car. Don't want to get any parking tickets.
Right. Parking tickets.
Yeah. They don't want to get any parking tickets.
Who are these guys? Did you say something?
No.
No. No, you.
And that's why you're on your own. Because they respected the law. You said you can't park there, man.
Clear. Somehow I thought you'd be a little older. So the subject's name's Ashley Graham, right?
That's right. She's the daughter of the president. So try to behave yourself, okay?
Whoever this group is, they sure picked the wrong girl to kidnap.
I'll try to find some more information on my end as well.
Good. Talk to you later. Leon out.
I should check out that file, he says. Alright. Nope, that's not the right button. Haha. That's not the right button either. Haha. Haha. Ha. Okay, that's just that. Playing manual. For if you don't know how to play. I do. Oh, on Ashley. Name, Ashley Graham. Age, 20. Daughter of the United States President. She was kidnapped by an unidentified group while on her way home from her university. The kidnapper's motives are still unknown. Although there's reliable information that the perpetrator is an insider, only a handful of people know about this kidnapping. It's been kept under wraps mostly due to the fact that we can't determine who the traitor is. The guys in intelligence say they have reliable information that Ashley's been sighted somewhere in Europe. But until we find out who the insider is, I don't know what to believe. It could be a ploy. We have very few leads as to the whereabouts of Ashley, but members of the Secret Service and anyone else related to Ashley are being questioned by an investigative team. Even active agents are being investigated for any information. It's just a matter of time before the kidnapper is exposed.
Dun, dun, dun.
Da-da-da! We will be rescuing the president's daughter. That's the map and not... Shit. Wait. I know how to play, it's just, controllers and all that. So yeah, this is one of my favorite games of all time. It's not necessarily my end-all be-all favorite in the series, but it is one that I like a lot. I make a point of playing it once every year. At least.
It's one of my favorites in the series as well.
Stuck on a door. It's definitely the hard turn from horror with a little bit of action to action with a little bit of horror, but it is still really fun.
Sir?
Yeah.
Plus, look at that jacket. Leon's got a nice coat. I want that
Yeah.
coat. I would wear that coat.
Look at this photograph.
Sorry to bother.
I was thinking it too.
I don't like that song.
We don't
As a
like
federal
Nickelback here.
As a federal agent, I'm gonna have to ask you to please not murder me, sir.
Okay, that's a little weird. The sticks are reversed from the PC version, but okay.
Oh.
That's gonna take some getting used to, but alright.
So they inverted the y-axis?
No,
or-
like, left trigger to activate the aiming, right trigger to aim. On PC, it didn't work that way. Like when
Oh.
I'd plug in the controllers, it didn't work that way.
Mm.
Is everything okay?
There was
Not at all.
local. I had no
I would dare say that this is now fucked.
in the area.
Get out of there and head toward the village. Take whatever measures necessary to save the subject.
Understood.
The situation is now fucked.
He's not a zombie. Well, thanks, Leon.
But the fact he was talking and swinging an axe.
That didn't clue you in. Oh, let me reload real quick, apparently. Oh, you went that way this time. That's a little awkward. Excuse me. I'm just gonna cut past you here. Let's just do one of those and do that. So my classic... Shit, how do I pull out the knife? Okay, there we go. Yeah, these controls are a little bit different on the PS4 version compared to the PC version with a controller. Oh,
Is
yep.
this not one of those games that has kind of like different control types too?
It might. I haven't looked. I just kind of assumed they were going to be identical. They are not identical. In fact, this is a little weird to me. So like the knife is L1, and aiming is L2, and now shooting is R2 when it was like A when I was playing, or X when I was playing on the PC. So it's a little funky.
You should look in the options menu and see.
Yeah.
Oh, there's types, and there was also turning inversion on and off.
Oh, this is what I want right here. Okay, cool. That's what I want. Thank you, game. Yep, there we go. That's more like it. Okay. That's how I play Resident Evil 4 right there.
Yeah, we're good.
So,
Need a puppy
Since
crying.
I've actually never seen most of this game before, I'm getting the proper experience by turning the volume on the game up, which, well, I'm basically achieving by just turning my sound mixer up and lowering you guys somewhat so I can still hear you, but I can hear the game better.
that's fair.
I gotta remember to fix that before the call's over, though, because I swear if anything normal volume plays right now, my headphones are just going to literally explode.
So, make
The
sure...
way I have things set up to where I can actually hear the game, basically, I have everything else turned up. You guys turned down a bit. So, anything else sounds I'm gonna probably end up jumping back and throwing my headset through the window.
Oh no, he had me found. Bastard.
Hope your USB stuff doesn't disconnect.
Oh yeah! Oh god! This baby.
So, that dog, make sure you save the puppy, because it's a good boy, and we always save good boys.
Yes.
Oh, of course.
So my...
Just remember, not all dogs are good boys. Some are good girls.
That is accurate. There's no one in here. So, one of my classic strat, which is kind of just the classic strat, I guess, is shoot him in the knee, kick him on the ground, pull out the knife. As soon as they're on the ground, hit him with the knife. The knife is your friend. The knife will take you far. You don't have to, Oh, hello. Guess there's no sex discrimination here. Better find her fast. Yeah. There's no, it's not, too hard on the ammo, but you do want to try to save a little bit. Which is why I advise going for the knife. Hello, sir. Goodbye, sir. Goodbye, sir. So one of the interesting things that we tried to talk about when we utterly failed to do the PC version is all the different versions of this game that exist and that are all kind of different from each other.
Mm-hmm.
The first most interesting one is the fact that there's a mobile version that's just kind of a fairly accurate port of this game to a mobile setting. Can I...
No.
the game has me found.
Do you know if that actually runs well, or has any problems with crashing and crap?
I haven't done too much research into it, but from what I've heard, it's, pretty good for a mobile version. It's a little awkward to play because it's a mobile version, but there's no, horror stories online about it that I've seen. I've never played the mobile version, but...
It's kind of interesting. I wonder if it's got, good controller support, because then it's, I guess that would have been, your decent handheld way to play it before the Switch came out.
Yeah. As far as I know, it's, obviously graphically downgraded, but
Leon,
it's fairly accurate from what I understand.
sorry to hear that. I'm sending you a playing manual. Hope you find it useful.
I'll take a look at it, thanks.
I will not take a look at it because I know how to play this game already. One of the other ones that I actually really want to get is the Nintendo Wii version. It's one of the only games where I really want to own that version on the Wii. Oh, F-Cop, he dead.
Ooh, very dead.
Yeah, so you can use the Wii remote like a gun.
Yeah, it looks really cool, and I feel like it'll be a really fun way to play. I have yet to be able to pick it up. It's not even that expensive. I just kind of haven't done it yet. But I want to.
Yeah, I used to have it on the Wii, and I had it was a holder for the Wii remote, so you could hold it like a gun.
Yeah, the zapper, or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Pardon
And
me.
it was pretty fun.
Oh, hey, did they not put functionality like that in the Switch version? Because they totally could have.
They did not, as far as I know. As far as I know, the Switch version is a port of this version.
I guess that's kind of a missed opportunity.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I want to play the Wii version. As far as I know, it has all the content from like the PS2 version and stuff. It
Yes.
just, which is one of the things we can get into. This game was originally released on the GameCube as a part of like a deal between Nintendo and Capcom to release Resident Evil games on Nintendo systems. And this game, Resident Evil Zero, Resident Evil Remake, there's another one I'm forgetting about, but I don't remember which one it is. We're all released on Nintendo.
I guess there's like Resident Evil 2 on the N64.
Nah, this deal was after that.
Huh.
And
Resident Evil 0 actually started life as an N64 game, but...
yeah. And so the GameCube version came out, and, you know, it was the full game plus one bonus mode named Assignment Ada. And then the PS2 version came out, and a whole other bonus campaign called Separate Ways came out, which also starred Ada, but in a context of what she was doing while Leon was doing what he's doing. And every re-release since then that I know of has had both of those bonus modes in the game, but the GameCube original doesn't. Pardon me, I didn't mean to use this gun for you guys.
Yeah.
So the GameCube version is the only one missing, air quotes, missing anything from later versions that I know of.
Yeah, when I first played this game, it was on the GameCube. So I played Assignment Ada,
Which sucks.
but yeah, I wasn't really impressed with it. But I never have played Separate Ways despite owning it on the PS2 and now the PC.
Separate Ways kind of sucks too, to be honest.
Yes, I've just never gotten around to doing it.
I intend to do both, just not right after the LP. I don't like either of them. I think both of them are significantly... what am I doing? Code Veronica, no. I think they're both highly inferior to the vanilla campaign, and there's really... I don't enjoy them at all.
Mm-hmm.
Especially Assignment Ada, which is really bad.
Yeah, I did not like Assignment Ada.
That went through the wall. What the fuck?
But is it more fun than Code Veronica?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Anything is more fun than Code Veronica.
This is a problem for me! Hello, sir. I swear I'm usually better at this game than this. It's just, the setup's a little...
You haven't played it in a while?
I played it
especially this
last
version?
week, but I had played the PC version, and, my setup has me at kind of a weird angle. Okay.
Also, it's like a law that anytime you start recording, you have to play worse. Like, it just
Pretty
happens
much.
whether you want it to or not.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't want it to, but it happens.
Yeah.
It does happen, and I'm feeling it right now. I'm not playing very well. But that's okay. That just means it's comedy. I don't need to come in here to reload. So, this is my suggestion for this spot, is come up against this wall. If you play smarter than I will, or am, you shouldn't have problems. I'm just gonna leave, bye. But I'm playing real dumb right now, because I'm apparently bad. The real threat is Chainsaw Man. You want him to come at you in a straight line without being able to come up behind you. And my suggestion is that corner up there, because it's got an escape route you can take if he does get to you, but he can't come up behind you.
Yeah, the first time I played this game, when I got to this part, I just decided to just book it through the town and try to get to the next area. But Chainsaw Man was waiting for me at the door, and I'm like, I'm just going to take this. It won't hurt me that much.
And insta-kill.
Yes.
He cuts your head off. Just straight off.
Just sitting there going, oh my god. Okay, that's not happening.
So,
That's what you get for just letting Leatherface just come up and...
the strat is basically you just want to... You can't kill them all. You gotta just survive until a certain amount of time passes.
Yeah.
So, once you get Chainsaw Man down, I recommend getting much more defensive and kind of just running, going for knee shots to knock him down and kick him away from you to get some space. Running in circles, giving wide berth, etc., etc. So besides,
Well,
Chainsaw Man always insta-kills or only at, like, the
no,
gate?
he always
Oh,
insta-kills
he
you.
always-
every
yeah.
attack of
Damn.
his will cut your head off and kill you in one hit.
Yeah.
Here comes one of the best lines in the game.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
Yeah, you tell him, Leon. Where'd everybody go? Bingo? Yeah, I fucking think so, friend.
Hunnigan, I have some bad news. I've confirmed the body of an officer. Something's happened to the people here.
Leon, you need to get out of there. Look for a tower and follow the trail near it.
Got it.
So besides the, we're gonna walk around and grab some items while I'm talking. Besides the Wii version, which I'm really interested in, and the mobile version, which is interesting, but I couldn't care less about, there's the original PC version that came out around the time of the game's release, which is apparently super bad.
It's not surprising.
Mm-hmm.
Its controls are whack, and et cetera, et cetera. Got some performance problems. The PS2 version came out with the bonus stuff. There was an Xbox 360 and PS3 re-release. I know the 360 re-release happened. I'm not positive about a PS3 one, but I'm pretty sure. Which is kind of just a lot like this one, but, you know, a little less upscaled, I suppose. There was this PS4 version, which also had an Xbox One release. And then the Steam PC version, which, as I understand it, is different than the original PC release. And most recently, it got a re-release on the Nintendo Switch, which I am interested in picking up for the portability aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, I believe that is every version of this game that has come out so far. Unless I'm forgetting some obscure fuckery that I don't know about, but out of those, I had the GameCube version at one point, but no longer do. It was stolen along with a bunch of other stuff I used to own. I have 2 copies of it on the PS2, and I don't know where one of them came from. It just kind of showed up in my collection one day. I don't know what the deal is, but I own it twice. I own it on Steam, and I own it on the PS4. I intend to grab the Wii version, and I want to get the Switch version. And then I'll have pretty much every version I could dream of, except that I probably am going to get the GameCube version again, just kind of for the, you know, it's the original version kind of
Yeah.
thing. So one of the other options in this encounter is to come in this room. I don't like it because it puts you against a wall.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an option.
Okay. I was gonna, when you said, like, some obscure thing you didn't know about, I was thinking I was gonna make, like, a joke about, like, Nokia N-Gage. That's
know.
not far off.
Oh no.
The Zeebo console.
The fuck is that?
A
What is
3G compatible educational device?
Ah,
It's
yes.
sometimes used for games.
The educational skill of inventory management. Thanks, Capcom.
Well, that is a useful skill to have.
This game single-handedly taught me how to organize things. One of the things you're going to see me do a lot is every time I pick up an item, and if I see it's facing the direction I don't like in the inventory, I will be switching it around. I apologize for anyone that distracts, but it's what I gotta do, so...
Yeah.
Regardless of its flaws, Resident Evil 4 is playable and beatable on the Zeebo system, which is a feat in and of itself.
Is that like... What is that like? Is it like some 2D kind of recreation, or is it actually like a 3D...
No, it's like... So, I'm looking at a screenshot, and I'd compare it, the way it looks to if it was like a PSP port.
Oh no.
Mm.
Alert order. Recently, there's been information that a United States government agent is here investigating the village. Do not let this American agent get in contact with the prisoner. For those of you not yet informed, the prisoner is being held in an old house beyond the farm. We will transfer the prisoner to a more secure location in the valley when we are ready. The prisoner is to stay there until further notice. Meanwhile, do not let the American agent near the prisoner. We do not know how the American government found out about our village, but we are investigating. However, I feel that this intrusion at this particular time is not just a coincidence. I sent a third party other than the United States government involved here. My fellow men, stay alert. Signed, Chief Torres Mendez. The big cheese.
No, I don't know why they would take the time to like tell people information they already knew. Because I would just assume if you didn't know where the prisoner was, maybe you're not supposed to know. Because I'm not sure we would necessarily want Phil to know, because Phil would blab about it.
Fucking Phil.
This article actually considers the Wii version the best version because of the motion controls.
A lot of people swear by the Wii version because it has all of the extra stuff, plus the motion aiming and controls, which are really good for this game. Which is just reasonable. I think I would probably end up leaning towards this PS4 version just because I personally have a better time using a controller. My wrists get sore easily, it's the whole thing. But I want to play the Wii version regardless to experience it at some point. About the blue medallions. 15 medallions, 7 in the farm, 8 in the cemetery. For those of you who destroy 10 or more will be rewarded. The rest is illegible. So if you destroy 10 of these medallions, you get a bonus weapon. I like the bonus weapon, but I'm not going to use it for the LP. But I will get it and sell it to show you where 10 medallions are and to show you and talk about the weapon when we get it. So, yeah. I usually use it, but I want to use the default handgun and level that up instead. No real reason. I just think it'll be fun. So,
all right, that makes sense.
It's really a matter of preference. It's not like the bonus handgun is better. It just has a unique property that I enjoy having. I think the handguns are the only guns in this game where there's not like straight upgrades. So much as a variety of things you might prefer compared to, say, shotguns and rifles and etc., where there's typically an upgrade, like an upgraded version that's superior to get. There's a puppy over there. I don't know if you can see him very well. Hey, puppy.
Hey, puppy. He's scared.
Well, being in this village, I can't say I blame him.
At one point, I had my playtime in this game down to like 4 hours or something like that. Some really short time, because when it first came out on Steam and I bought it, I played it about like 12 times in a row, more or less, and normally I'd exaggerate, like I'm exaggerating when I say something like that, but I mean literally I played it like 12 times. And my playtime just got really like stupidly low. And I was really good at the game, for my standards at least, for quite a while. After that year it came out, I've only, played it once or twice a year. Oh, hello, sir. But I still make that point, once a year. This game gets its due.
Just one of those games. It's good enough to come back and play again. Repeatedly.
I don't do it with too many games, but there are some where I try to make a point of it. Though a lot of the longer things I enjoy, I tend to not get that treatment just because of the pure length. But this one's not too long.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, imagine how much of your life would evaporate away if you dedicated yourself to replaying Persona 5 every year, for an example.
Or Persona 3. Yeah. Like, stuff like RPGs, I tend to make a point of coming back to every couple of years, 2 or 3 years. Try to make a point of it. If I like them a lot. Like, trying to think of one that isn't Persona. I'm having a blank.
Well, for me, it's Final Fantasy 6, but
Yeah.
I play them a few years.
6 is one you could totally do every year, though. Be
Well,
honest.
yeah, true. Because
6 is not too long.
No, it's not
Yeah.
long. Yeah.
I think like a lengthwise another example would be, I think, I try to make a point of playing a Final Fantasy game every couple of years. Lately, I played 7 a couple of years ago on Steam, and I played it last year on the Switch. No, I played it this year. No, 2019. I played it in 2019 because we were hearing so much about the remake, and I wanted to play it again before the remake came out. So I did, and it's a good time. The Switch version came out, so I played that. It's one of those. That game's one of those really annoying ones where there's not really like a definitive way to play it, though. Every version has some not necessarily massive, but like noticeable problem for Final Fantasy VII. And the closest I can ever get to like getting a really good playthrough is modding the Steam version.
Yeah, like because the Steam version they have those weird mouths.
Yeah. They're so bad.
Which I downloaded a mod for to remove them. And then for me, a lot of the annoying issues for the Steam version is just the way they have the music. Like sometimes the music will be desynced, so more powerful moments are like they don't have quite the impact
They don't have
that
the
they
right
do.
music that they should, or they have music when they shouldn't.
Yeah, and it just kind of ruins the impact of the moment and some of the story bits.
The Steam version has that thing where like the overworld music will like loop every time you come out of a battle too, I think. Which is annoying in its own right.
Oh yeah.
And when you first meet Yuffie, for some reason, for me anyway,
I heard they fixed the music thing on PC. They definitely did in Switch.
Maybe
I don't know.
There's so many versions.
Not the music placement, but I mean they fixed music restarting every time you come out of the battle.
They might have. I think it was the Steam version, but I'm not positive. There's so many.
It did have that problem. I heard they fixed it. I know it's fixed. I only know for sure it's fixed in the Switch version.
I haven't played the PC version in a couple of years now, so I can't be on it. I can't be sure. The most recent one I played was the Switch version, which has some of the least amount of problems that I've encountered while playing, but it's still not perfect.
One thing I heard pointed out that the Switch version introduced, oddly, because it wasn't in other ports, was when you have like one of those sections where you have like an FMV that's on kind of like in-game background kind of stuff, like the FMV transitions smoothly into gameplay. This transition doesn't end up being perfectly smooth because when the FMV ends, it like cuts to a black screen for like a fraction of a second.
Yep. The biggest thing for me was just the music, because I'm like, this is not the music that played in the PS1 version, or the music is supposed to stop here. What is happening? So, because when you first meet Yuffie, it's like her theme plays usually. But for some reason, it was playing the Chocobo Ranch theme. I'm like, what is happening?
Like,
this is not the right music.
No, it's not. Those musics have nothing to do with each other. What the hell?
So I don't know what was going on, but I was pretty annoyed.
But then the PS1 version has like the translation issues.
Yeah, that's...
And, it's just a bitch to play a PS1 game now, to be honest.
Yeah.
PS4 doesn't have like the PS1 Classics thing anymore, does it?
No.
Like only PS3 had that? Yeah.
My preference at this point is the Switch version. It's almost just fine.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's like, in like 2012, there's like a different PC version or something. And apparently it was a hot mess, so it's really hard to play the original Final Fantasy VII in a proper form. Which is a shame, because it's great. Anyway, the point was supposed to be just that 7's a little too long to, do every year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Especially if you start doing some of the side stuff.
You gotta smoke.
I've got gum. Oh, goodness.
Perfect. The big cheese. What?
The big cheese.
Ouchies.
Ouchies.
And
And
Except not, because the video's a little too short for my taste. So we're gonna keep going.
Let us give you our power.
I don't want your power.
I guess the Final Fantasy games just kind of have porting problems altogether. Like, there's a lot of like just weird ports of these games.
Yeah, even 8 has weird port stuff going on with it.
Even like the remastered thing that came out apparently had its own share of problems that weren't great.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want to look at some of the older ones, like the Steam ports of most of the older ones are just not good, especially 6, 5, and 6.
Yeah, I'm
they
not
ruined the graphics for no discernible reason.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that.
That iOS look just looks awful. Even the menus look bad. It just looks like some weird like clip art project and not like a fucking video game by a company that could afford to buy me, you know?
And 4 only got like the DS, like an HD version of the DS version,
Which is fine.
Is a different experience and is like a lot harder actually than the original game.
I like it a lot. I think the DS version is really good. But whenever I talk about
it's a good version, but I don't know if it's a good first one to play. Like
No.
I feel like it's like a master quest.
Well, that's what I was, it's kind of like, I think it's a good version, but that being the only version available on Steam is really weird. I always talk about this to people, because I like Final Fantasy IV a lot. I don't know, it's one of my favorites. I'm not really sure why, because it's not like inherently special. I just think it's really good. And my favorite version is the PSP version, which isn't exactly easy to play now.
Yeah.
The DS version's fine. I personally don't care for the art style, but that's not really like a problem so much as just my taste is not into that whole 3D chibi kind of thing. There's voice acting in that one too, and it weirds me out a little bit, I don't know. But my big problem is just the changes to gameplay aren't what I'm looking for. I just want like the experience of like Final Fantasy IV with some high quality sprite work, which is what the PSP version has. So I gotta bust out the PSP or an emulator if I want to play that now.
Somehow I managed to get myself involved with the incident in Raccoon City on my first day in the force.
So my suggestion is always play the PSP version and then play the DS version if you're still interested in playing it. Because they're both good, it's just they're different.
After you. Now.
Crunch. He just fucking bails. Look how ripped Leon is.
Yep.
It's Leon. Sorry I couldn't get in touch sooner, but I was a bit tied up.
A bit tied up?
There was a male According to him, Ashley's in a church somewhere.
What happened to him?
He managed to escape.
Do you have a fix on the location of that church?
No, but apparently there's a secret passage in the village that leads there. I'm heading back to the village.
But even if you look farther back in terms of Final Fantasy stuff, like, what's the definitive version? Final Fantasy 6 on the SNES or Final Fantasy 6 on the GBA? That one kind of comes down to preference, but I prefer the SNES version. You know? But then I'm still missing out on a little bit of post-game content is the big thing. It's not like a huge thing, but it's still, you know.
And that's like 5 has that problem too. Like 5 on the Super Nintendo sounds a lot better, but the translation's a lot better in the Game Boy Advance version.
Yeah. It's oh, I forgot to pick up a treasure back. Oh well, whatever. I'm sure it'll be fine. At that farm where the blue medallions were, there's a well. Shoot down the wooden platform and then shoot the necklace onto the wooden platform to get it. And it'll give you more money as a reward. I forgot to grab that because we were talking about something, probably. You know.
3 is the only one I can think of offhand where, like, I don't know if that one has any serious problems with the port, but I know it's just like a port of the DS version, and assuming that the Steam port is at least competent, then it's probably, like, comparable to being like the best version. Like you could play that just as easily as the PSP or the DS one.
Yeah.
It's probably good.
Uh,
Unless it has weird like crashing issues that I don't know about.
as far as just presentation, playing the version of 3 on Steam looks fine. The real problem with that is you kind of, I don't know, Final Fantasy 3 isn't that fun. It's like not bad. It's just kind of, bland, I guess.
Yeah. 3 is a little boring. It's better than 1 and 2, but it's not as good as like any of the ones after it.
Yeah. Even like 4 does a lot of like ideas 3 has, but does them better with more interesting everything, basically. I think we should have enough to
What
buy.
are you buying?
Yeah, this is the
What are you selling?
This is the merchant. He's a big good man. We like him a lot here. Don't stab
Yes.
him or shoot him because he will die and it will be bad times.
Yep.
You can actually kill him?
You can
Yes.
kill him. And as I recall, it removes that place he will not show up in again. He will show up later, I believe, but like there's certain shop places where you'll encounter it a couple times, and he will not be there at all at that point. I don't think he's permanently gone, but I believe he is temporarily, or he is out of a certain spot. So like, if we came back here later and I stabbed him, then he would.
Maybe they're different merchants.
Maybe. It's a little ambiguous what's going on with this guy, if I'm being honest. Hard to tell.
And honestly, that's half the guy's charm.
Yeah, I don't know anything about him. He's just there like, hey, stranger, you wanna
Hey,
buy a watch?
I have stuff.
Like, yeah, I wanna
buddy.
buy a watch. Let's go. Make sure you buy the rifle. It's super helpful. You're gonna want
Yes.
it. I would also recommend grabbing the scope if you can afford it, which if you followed me even half as well, like even halfly, you should be able to afford it. The game sets you up to be able to afford this fucking thing.
Yeah, this game made me love the rifle.
The rifle
So-
is so good. You're gonna want it.
Yes.
You're gonna feel it if you don't bring this fucking thing.
Like, I became a huge fan of the rifle after playing this game.
It's good.
Yes.
I'm gonna rearrange that a little bit. Sorry, this is just how I have to do things. I have to rearrange, or I lose my mind.
I'm the same way when I
There we
play
go.
this game. Like, I have to reorganize and fit everything.
Do 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 do.
Yeah.
Do.
Playing Tetris.
Bye. Oh, you didn't fall? Coward. Coward. Knee.
Hello, everybody.
Ow. Well, can I set myself up for that one? Excuse me. As far as I know, enemies just kind of roll up here infinitely. So, play the, duck and weave, shoot dudes to get by. Don't waste time on killing them unless you have to, kind of thing.
So that's kind of how I take it with this game, ammo is a little more like plentiful than in some of the past ones, but they also still incorporated that sense of not trying to kill everything because you literally can't.
Yeah, sometimes you can't. You gotta. It's about knowing kind of. Oh fuck, ow. Resources are limited, but not Code Veronica limited, or even Resident Evil 2 limited, really. I think it's kind of comparable to 3 in that regard, where it's just stuff's limited, but generally speaking, you're gonna want to at least shoot things, even if you don't kill them. Sometimes you have to, sometimes you don't. My general rule of thumb is the bigger the area, the less likely you're gonna have to be to kill everything.
They should be able to just bob and weave because you have room to move. And
Yeah.
this game doesn't have tank control, so you can actually move.
It is sort of tank controlly, but it's a lot more fluid. There's still like stopping and turning, but there's also a much more fluid run.
Mm-hmm.
So if you played your card right, oh fuck, just keep running, don't worry about it. This way you do kind of miss out on some of the stuff in here, but I never need it, so I don't know. I will also just curb it now. I don't know where all the treasure stuff is. I will grab what I can. I don't know how to fill up some of the masks we're gonna get. I just don't know. I used to know. Anymore, I don't know. But I know I can get enough to get everything I want to get, so. That's what matters. You know what? Let's leave you in suspense. What's gonna be in this building? You'll have to find out in the next video because we're hitting 45 minutes, and that seems like a good time to stop to me.
Well,
Yep.
yeah.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.